Hi, I'm Nancy Drew. Since you can tell a lot about a person by where he or she lives, I thought I'd introduce myself by showing you my room. As you can see, I keep it pretty neat. Of course, I don't spend that much time in here. I always seem to be off solving mysteries. Anyway, here's my center of operations, my desk. Go ahead and poke around. If you want to know the particulars of how I do what I do, take a look at the book titled How to Be a Detective. It's real helpful, especially if you're new to the mystery-solving business. And be sure to check out my scrapbook. I put memorabilia from all my past cases in there. A lot of them were pretty dangerous, and at times really scary. But don't say anything about that to my dad, okay? He worries about me enough as it is. And whatever you do, read what's in the file called Case File. That will tell you all about the mystery I'm about to try to solve. If you think you're ready to dive into that mystery, just click on the plane ticket and you'll be on your way.
Hey there, Nancy Drew Clue crew. I'm Maura, and welcome to another video walkthrough of the Nancy Drew game series. As you saw in the title card, I'm playing The White Wolf of Icicle Creek, the 16th game in the series. And I decided to wait until now to give my opening narration because this game, unlike the others, starts off with no music, and the title card plays just before it cuts to Nancy walking up the stairs and up to her desk and telling us about what she's going to be doing. So no theme music now, although you may notice that unlike the last few games, that despite having the main menu, with those the interface changed considerably, and now with this one and only the second one after this, the 17th game, Legend of the Crystal Skull, there's some more changes made with the menu and the interface. So inventory, journal, task list are down here, but there's also changes for the settings to exit the game, save it, load it, adjust the volume. And the text down here is different. The text that Nancy says, and the characters, although when you talk to characters, I'll show you like a text box will appear in like this part of the screen. But no theme music at the beginning, differing from the first 15 games that preceded this one. So now let's look at the case file, what her assignment is. There's no narration from Nancy on what the assignment is. So she's going to Icicle Creek Lodge to find out why accidents been happening. Bet Ned Raleigh from Shadow Ranch recommended her to the owner, Chantal Moikwe. So now I'm gonna get out of this. And so this is, the start of this is similar but still different from Danger by Design and Creature of Kapu Cave, because you have it at Nancy's desk from in her room, and the case file and the plane ticket, which then you click on that, you decide if you're going to play as a junior or senior detective, but now you're given badges instead. Yeah, I'm going with junior detective, of course. Well, I guess maybe it's the next game that has badges for junior and senior detective.
You were just a young thing. Well, I thought she was pulling my leg. You're not much older than my little girlfriend.
So as you can see here, different text. Other characters speak in yellow text. Nancy's is blue.
Like me has a better chance of figuring out who it is than somebody more, hard-nosed.
Chantal has a bad habit of making up her mind without thinking things clear through. But no need for you to tell her I said that, of course.
Is she still in Edmonton?
Afraid so. Insurance company's giving her and her lawyers a real hard time. Left running the lodge up to me. Which is why I'm not real crazy about the idea of having somebody new underfoot, especially if something else happens.
I won't be underfoot, Mr. Randall, and I may be young, but I'm no novice when it comes to solving mysteries.
We're here, so you'll get to prove yourself soon.
Oh yeah, and sounds are in hot pink text
You hear that?
in this game.
Well, then what was that?
And of course, as I've said, not only does the font look different, but it's much smaller than it was previously in the first 9, the next 6 games.
No, ma'am. Everyone here at the lodge is accounted for.
That's where Elsa and Becky have been living. Guess it was a good thing they quit after all. Elsa was my maid and Becky was my cook. Just a share sheriff have any idea why the bunkhouse exploded?
He said he'd know more after the lab was done running tests on the debris he'd collected. He did say the blast was pretty powerful.
One of his deputies found the knob to the back door clear out on the highway.
That does it. Nancy, you have to find out who or what is behind these incidents, and you have to do it fast.
You sure you don't want to give your daddy a call?
My dad runs a whole chain of resorts, Ollie. If you think I'm going to admit to him that I can't handle running just one, guess again. Besides, Nancy comes highly recommended, and I'm sure she's got a foolproof plan for getting to the bottom of this. Don't you, Nancy?
Well, I was thinking that maybe I'd just be your new maid.
You want to be my maid?
That would give me access to everyone's room, and I could question people without making them overly suspicious.
Oh, yeah, that's an excellent idea. All right, you're my new maid. In fact, you're my new cook, too.
Your cook?
That way...
Oh, she sounds less enthusiastic about the cooking.
Let alone follow one. You'll have even more excuses to talk to the guests, and I won't have to pay anyone.
Why, I think that's a fine idea, ma'am.
Now, we're not taking any more guests until this accident thing is cleared up. So I want both of you to make sure that the 4 guests we have are well taken care of. Especially that Olympic caliber cross-country skier from Fredonia, Yanni Volstaya. The flair he brings to the lodge is just what I need to attract the European jet-setting crowd.
I'm gonna be pretty busy trying to get rid of that wolf, Chantal.
We heard it howl last night, just before the bunkhouse blew up. Oh,
Well, do whatever you have to, Ollie. Oh, and Nancy, I want you to call this police detective I've hired as a consultant. I put his number on the phone there at the lodge. In fact, I think you know him. Gino Balducci?
Tino.
I gotta go. My lawyer's here. Good luck, you guys, and keep me posted. Coming!
Tino Balducci.
I'll get you a master key and leave it in your room. If you need anything else, I'll be in the basement.
Okay, the master key is right
This
here.
must be the key Ollie said he'd leave for me. And this must be a list of which guest is in what room. That'll come in handy. Skating pond maintenance. Oh, looks like I'm going to be doing a little bit of everything while I'm here. Report all avalanches to the Avalanche Patrol.
Okay, so all of them have those signs because they have dirty laundry. So let's get the laundry bag. Oh, it's paper.
Chantal, this is my formal notice of resignation. Please call me at 555-2383 if you expect any delay with the check. Elsa. Looks like Elsa was having major boyfriend problems.
Indeed. Let's look at the computer. Oh, yellow perch. I've caught that a couple of times last summer when I was fishing. Yes, we are going to be ice fishing at least at one point in this game. Okay, guests who were involved in among the accidents have already checked out. Yeah, it was already in that pamphlet, but at least we see it in there. Okay. And while you're in these rooms, look at anything you can find that's, yeah, anything you see you can click on, take a look at it. Oh, make sure you make the beds too. I think I forgot to do it for that room across the hall. Yeah, that's why the sign's still on. You have to make the beds, take the laundry, and then the sign will disappear. Alright. Okay, all the laundry is cleared from the...
This must be where I drop the laundry bag after I'm done cleaning all the rooms.
And you drop it in. Yeah, just making sure. Yeah, if you're good to go, all the signs are gone. Now let me talk to the other guests who are here. One is down here. This is Yanni Volkstaya.
Oh, no.
Are you Yanni Volkstaya?
Forgive my disgust, but I do not like being lied to. Chantal said there would be no more guests to make noise at all hours and disturb my training. Yet what stands before me? A new guest.
No, I'm not a guest. I'm Nancy Drew, the new maid, and the new cook.
Forgive me. Allow me to start over. I am Yanni Volkstaya. I am here to train for the Eastern European Cross-Country Championship. I spend my days doing interval work, drills, and isometric exercises. I follow a strict program, one painstakingly designed by a team of the best coaches in Fredonia. In fact, under no circumstances are you to use your key to let anyone into my room. My competitors are constantly spying on me, trying to steal my techniques.
You think someone's spying on you way out here?
One can never be too careful, so know this. If anything is missing or so much as out of place in my room, you can expect a visit from me, and it will not be a pleasant one.
Have you ever seen the wolf while you were out training?
No, for which I'm very grateful. In my country, in Fredonia, it is said that the gaze of the wolf will make you go blind.
You don't really believe that, do you?
You don't really believe that, do you?
They are creatures of infinite evil.
Oh,
And that
please.
is all I'm going to say on the matter.
I hear that a major cross-country skiing competition may be held in this area in a couple of years.
This is very true. It will rival the Olympics.
I mean, I can see why people would think snakes are creatures of infinite evil,
Could that
but
be the
wolves...
real reason you came here to train?
As long as I have to train, why not train in the place where I must eventually put that training to use? As we say in Fredonia, I am simply milking two goats with one bucket. Besides, my competitors will stop at nothing to defeat me. I am forced to seek out and exploit every possible advantage open to me. I take no pride in some of the things I've done to bring victory to my country, but I have no choice.
I have disturbed you long enough.
We'll talk again, I'm sure.
Okay, Ollie's down here too, but I don't want to talk to him yet until after I do something specific first. Let me look around here.
Snowshoes owned and used by Trapper Dan in early 1900s. Bone which Trapper Dan found near
bone's
the
missing.
lodge. He believed it came from a race of giants known as Rexes. The bone's not there. Wonder what happened to it.
I guess you could say we have a bone to pick with the person who took it. All right, Trapper Dan's needle.
Dan's needle. Young and old alike have stayed at Icicle Creek Lodge throughout its 100-year history. Looks like some of the pictures are missing.
And notice if you zoom in close up on something while Nancy's talking, you can't back away until she's finished. Here's Trapper Dan.
Trapper Dan, seen here with his pet pig, Mary.
Looks like he was a mountain man and possibly a descendant of Sami people. Those look like traditional Sami clothing. Ooh, Lizzie Applegate from Message in a Haunted Mansion. Okay, ooh, look at this. It's like the, gemstone we found in that goat's eye in last train to Blue Moon Canyon. And here's a newspaper with an article about one of the incidents, the food poisoning. In fact, I should call Chantel asking information about the other guests. Well, here are two other guests. This is Bill Kessler, this is Lou Talbot.
Well, hello there. You must be the new maid Ollie told us about. I'm Bill Kessler. This guy's Lou Talbot. Hey, what's your name again?
Nancy Drew. Just thought I'd come over and say hello.
Well, Lou here's a grad student, art major of all things. You're probably gonna need a jackhammer and some hydrochloric acid to clean his room, eh?
Have you two been at the lodge for a while?
About a week, I guess. I checked in right after he did. We sat down after breakfast one morning and discovered that this fox and geese game is pretty darn fun. I've been whipping his tail ever since.
You didn't just come here to play games, did you?
Heck no. I came for the ice fishing. Of course, knowing there's a renegade wolf running around has kind of dampened my enthusiasm.
Have you seen the wolf?
Just heard it. Every night since I've been here, in fact. Gets creepier each time. They should get rid of it, and the sooner the better. They didn't put up with wolves prowling around this place 40 years ago, and they shouldn't put up with them now.
Who would argue, Little Red Riding Hood? That wolf's not hurting anybody. People should just leave it alone.
You'll be singing a different tune when it has some little kid for breakfast, then has you for lunch.
Not gonna happen, dude.
Trust me, if something bad can happen, chances are it eventually will, dude.
Dude.
Hey, I know what you can do. Shovel the snow off the skating pond so we can do some speed skating. Lou here thinks he's faster than me.
You're like ancient. Of course I'm faster than you.
You may have youth on your side, my friend, but I've been working construction since before you were born, which means I am more fit now than you will ever be.
What makes you so confident?
So we can settle this, okay, kiddo?
Consider it done.
Okay, so we have to do that. Shovel off the skating pond. So now we'll go outside, and because it's cold, we will be shown a limit on how long we can last in the cold. When this runs down, then we're in danger. Okay, before I go to the skating pond, I want to meet Ollie's daughter, Freddie, who's right here.
Nancy Drew?
Nancy Drew shall not pass unless and until she proves herself worthy.
And how does she do that?
By hitting the snow princess stand by. Snowballs only, no ice balls.
What are ice balls?
Snowballs made of ice. If you get hit with one, it can knock you out. So don't throw your arms out like that.
You must be Ollie's daughter, Freddie.
I am the snow princess. Prepare to defend yourself.
Okay, so you have to get a better score than she does with snowball fights. Okay, we're tied. Gotta move faster. Because if you don't beat her, she won't let you pass.
You have defeated the snow princess.
You may pass.
You may pass.
Just want to go right here. This is where the bunkhouse was.
The face from a clock, it's all melted. Part of the timing device that was used to trigger the bomb that blew up the bunkhouse, maybe?
Alright, now let's walk away and go what I need to do. Skating pond right here. And notice how time here works again differently. You got a clock here, shows you what time of day it is, and it works like a normal clock, although maybe runs a little bit
I
faster.
better get this pond shoveled off.
Okay, and I choose Junior Detective over Senior because this is one puzzle that's easiest on this level in terms of how many places you need to mark that have patches of ice. The fewer, the easier, though. Fewer ice patches, the easier it is. I have never played this on Senior Detective because trying to have all these cones marked where the patches of ice are, it's difficult because this obviously tells you how many ice patches there are. Like, so I'm right here. These slightly darker blue ones said there's one right here. Usually then it's right in the center. But if you're on senior detective as opposed to junior, you'll have more cones, maybe as many as 25 or 30 to mark how many, that number of ice patches, and trying to figure out where they all are is just too time consuming for me. Maybe someday I'll try it, but for now, just going with junior, I want it to be easy. Because I think you can only click on the patches of ice 3 or 4 times before you fall in and you're fired. And by Chantal, it automatically takes you to the phone and you're fired. But if it happens again after that, then you're just right back to starting at the guide. So you don't have a main menu to go back to which you go back if you have second chance option. It's not like that now with this different kind of layout and interface with the games. A lack of a main menu that was in the first 15. Ooh. Eek. Okay. Yeah, I think if you get 4, then you'll fall through the thin ice. There we go.
That ought to do it. Wait a second. Those look like wolf tracks.
Yeah, it runs faster, I think, because in real life, I think just less than 4 minutes have passed in real time, but that shows 14 minutes have passed. Oh, this is the needle.
That must be Trapper Dan's needle.
But look at this.
What's this doing here? Strange. It's halfway in and halfway out. This thing must open up somehow.
Well, here are still the wolf tracks, so let's keep following them. Oh, and hear that wolf howl. Chicken ridge. Well, I guess it's for right here. This looks a bit like a chicken's head with the pointed tip of, that's meant to be a beak, I guess. Again, sound effects are shown in hot pink in this game and Legend of the Crystal Skull. Other characters are in yellow text. Nancy's is blue text. An avalanche. Don't worry, this is supposed to happen. It's all part of the game.
I'm buried in snow. I gotta dig myself out before I run out of air. I'll never make it. I can barely breathe. Someone's up there. Help! I'm down here, right under you. Can you hear me? Help! I can't breathe. Hurting. Easy. It's okay.
Oh, so this is the white wolf.
I'm not real happy about the situation either. It's gone, but thanks to that hole it dug, I can breathe again. Now if I can just pull myself out.
All right, so that whole avalanche and Nancy being rescued by the wolf, it's supposed to happen. Wonder what's this.
This must have been made by the explosion I heard.
Wolf still howling. Hustle.
Cool.
Nice. Oh, these are some unusual rocks.
Wonder what kind of rocks those are.
All right, well, let's keep following the tracks. Maybe we can head back to the lodge then. And we are back at the needle. Well, We'll go back the way we came from the skating pond, and we should end up back at the lodge. Here we are. And once we go back inside, then Nancy, this will reset, of course, because we'll be in where it's warm. Nancy will comment.
Ah, much better. It was really cold.
Okay, so I have some phone calls to make now. In fact, let's call Chantal. Or in fact, let's call the Avalanche Patrol, because I was in one. Oh, and a note for this game, it's the first where you can dial phone numbers by just pressing the numbers on your keyboard, so that's what I did. It's faster than just using the mouse to press the buttons.
I'm calling from the Icicle Creek Lodge, but I wanted to report an avalanche at Chicken Ridge.
Anyone injured or trapped?
Not anymore.
We'll check it out. Thanks for the heads up. Hey, wait a minute. You know Ollie Randall?
The handyman here at the lodge?
He's also on the patrol. Do me a favor and tell him that the explosives training in Calgary has been postponed till next month.
Explosives training?
Sometimes the patrol has to use explosives to bring down unstable snow. Yearly training sessions are mandatory. Ollie'll know what I'm talking about.
I'll tell him.
Appreciate it.
One more thing. Have any of you guys been setting off explosives anywhere near the Icicle Creek Lodge recently?
Nope, sure haven't.
Well, thanks. Bye.
And let me call the sheriff because of that melted clock face that I found. Yeah, if you dial in a valid phone number, the text box will appear.
Sheriff's office, this is Mohican.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew at the Icicle Creek Lodge. We met the other night when you were investigating the bunkhouse explosion.
Oh, yeah, that bright kid from the States. What do you need?
Well, I found a melted clock face close to where the bunkhouse used to be. And I wondered if it could have been what triggered the explosion. You know, the timer.
I found that clock face, too. Left it there because any fingerprints on it would have melted away along with everything else. And besides, Ollie Randall said all the room clocks at the lodge looked like that. Could have been one that was in the bunkhouse to begin with.
Oh, right.
You shouldn't go poking around on your own like that. There could still be explosives lying around. Although, I hear it takes a pretty big bang to set off C4.
C4?
A plastic explosive, and that's what blew up the bunkhouse. Lab result came in less than an hour ago.
Is C4 hard to get?
Not if you're in the military or do any kind of demolition. In Eastern Europe, it's called Semtex. It's not that hard to handle either. For somebody who's had training in explosives, it's a piece of cake.
Did you learn anything else from the lab tests you did after the bunkhouse explosion?
Nope. Unfortunately, that bunkhouse wasn't particularly well made, so when it exploded, pretty much everything got melted into a blob or blown to smithereens or burned to a crisp.
I almost got caught in an avalanche at Chicken Ridge that was triggered by a big explosion.
An explosion? Are you sure it wasn't just the sound of someone shooting a rifle, maybe?
No, it sounded like someone had set off a bomb. In fact, afterwards, I found a crater, like someone had deliberately blown a hole in the ground underneath the snow.
Unless it was someone shooting off fireworks or something. I have no idea what it could have been.
I'll let you get back to work.
Goodbye.
Okay, and now let's call Chantal to ask more about the accidents. Then we can call those people. Don't really want to talk to Tino, but we're going to have to, at least for one
Hi, Chantal.
thing.
It's Nancy Drew.
You know who's behind the accident?
Not quite yet.
Oh.
I'd like to hear more about the accidents that have been happening around here.
The first thing that happened was the worst. The Faringdale family and Becky the cook all came down with food poisoning and had to be hospitalized. Somehow, the potato salad got contaminated, although Becky swears it wasn't because of anything she did. I cannot tell you how awful it was. All 5 people became violently ill at roughly the same time. But were they all in the same room? Of course not. They were spread out all over the lodge. Poor Elsa was cleaning for days. And the odor? Oh my Then Carl Jenkins slipped on the stairs outside and broke his leg. Then Lou Talbot's window was broken. Then Elsa the maid's tires were slashed. Then the phone wires were cut. And then... Oh yeah, and then the Southwaites were almost overcome by fumes when gas started leaking into the sauna.
But the only incidents that you can be sure were sabotage were the tires, the phone wires, and the explosion in the bunkhouse?
I'm not sure about anything. That's why you're there, to sort everything out before something else happens.
About Tino, I'm not totally comfortable with the idea of consulting with him on this case.
Why not? Two heads are always better than one, and I find him to be very knowledgeable and kind of charming.
Charming my foot.
If I need any suggestions, I usually call people I, trust.
I insist that if and when you're stumped about something, you ask Tino to help you out. That's what I'm paying him for. You can trust him. He said that because of what happened on that train, he learned the error of his ways, and he's a better person
Yeah,
for it.
right.
Okay?
Okay.
Good.
I'd better get back to work.
One more thing. Ask Yanni if it would be all right if I used his name and picture on the Icicle Creek Lodge website. I mean, when I finally have a website, it would be great publicity, okay?
Sure.
Good. Talk to you soon.
Okay, phone numbers. I need to call the guests as well as Elsa, but I will just call the guests first because it'll just be done for me. I punch in the numbers and then they talk for me. I don't have any selections to make. It'll just be done automatically without me having to do anything.
Hello?
Hi, are you Mrs. Farringdale?
Put your socks on in the car, okay? We're late. This better not be a sales call because I really don't have time.
No, my name is Nancy Drew, and I'm calling from the Icicle Creek Lodge. In Canada.
After what happened to me and my family, I have no intention of going back there ever, no matter how many freebies you throw in. I thought I made that clear. Put that cookie down and get in the car.
You're not going back because of that food poisoning thing?
Food poisoning thing? It was considerably more than a thing. The three of us had meatloaf, potato salad, and green beans for dinner one night. And by 4 the next morning, we were all sick as dogs and had to be taken to the hospital. We recovered quickly, thank goodness. But the minute we got out, we went straight to the airport. I will never set foot in that lodge again. The worst of it is, I made poor little Susie eat all of her potato salad that night. Eat it, I said. It's cold out. You need the carbs. Now she refuses to eat any kind of potatoes, even French fries. All our friends think she's a freak. And all our friends' mothers think I'm a freak for going to Canada for winter break instead of Disney World like everyone else. Turn that TV off. I have to go. Susie's got a soccer game and I'm snack mode. Only I haven't been to the store yet. Maybe I can sneak out during halftime.
Sure, just pull out the orange slices and no one will notice.
Oh my gosh, the orange slices. Susie, get in the car. We have to go right now.
Hi, is this Mr. Jenkins?
Yeah, this is Carl.
Well, my name is Nancy Drew. I heard that you had an accident at Icicle Creek Lodge and wondered if you could tell me a little more about it.
Not much to tell. Take that, Captain Keene. I went there to do a little ice fishing. I slipped going down the stairs, fractured my tibia in 2 places. Can't work, can't go out. All I can do is sit around and play this stupid video game. Oh, no, you don't?
Do you know why you slipped on those stairs?
Yeah, they were covered with ice. Was lucky I didn't fracture my skull. Yes. But see, look, I'm about 4 laser strikes away from ruling the Garmuthian galaxy, so I gotta go, okay? You got any more questions? Check with the people at the lodge. Gotcha.
Hello? I've got it, sweetheart.
Hi, is this Brenda and Derek Southwaite?
Yes, it is.
Is this a solicitation?
Honey, you're so suspicious.
Only because you can be way too nice for your own good, darling.
I'm not selling anything. I just want to ask you about your recent stay at Icicle Creek Lodge.
You mean Gasico Leak Lodge?
Oh, very clever.
That's a pretty good one. Gasicle leak.
So many places while we were there. It's a wonder the place didn't blow sky high.
I heard something about you almost being overcome by fumes in the sauna.
Well, we had just gone ice skating, so we decided to warm up in the sauna. So we were sitting in there, and everything was fine until both of us started feeling a little woozy.
We started feeling a lot woozy.
And the next thing we knew, that Russian skier came in.
Actually, I think he was Slovakian.
The point is, he told us he smelled gas and thought we should get out, so we did.
Barely. By that point, the fumes were making us both ill, if you know what I mean.
That poor skier. By the time he helped us get out of there, he was almost as green as we were.
Awful experience.
Horrible. And it was our honeymoon.
At least the owner had the decency to give us a full refund.
Oops, the shuttle's here, sweetheart. We're off to Aspen. Kind of a second first.
All this lovey-dovey talk. Newlyweds, obviously.
Lodge, don't.
Well, I appreciate the advice. Have fun.
Oh, we will. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, well, once the honeymoon's over, and the harsh stuff begins. Okay, let's talk to Elsa, who was the previous maid.
Pick me up a double while you're at it, okay? Yo, what's up? Is this Elsa Sybilhoff?
Used to be. Now it's just Sybil.
Sybil?
Sybil. That's what I'm going to call myself when I audition for Canadian Idol.
You're no longer a maid?
How'd you know I was a maid? Who's this?
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm calling from the Icicle Creek Lodge. I hear you had some tire problems while you were here?
Oh, yeah, right. It was that wolf. I heard it howling one night, and the next morning I went outside, and it just ripped my tires apart, every single one of them. That place is jinx. I had to quit. Working there was just plain dangerous. So, if you're trying to deny my unemployment claim, forget it. I had every right to leave that job.
No, I'm just trying to get additional information, that's all.
Oh, well, bad stuff was happening all over the place up there. One guy fell down the stairs and broke his leg, his whole family got food poisoning, and now I hear they got bombs going off up there. It's just a bad place to work, you know? My unemployment
Jinx,
claim is
yeah,
totally legit.
I don't think so. Did it have something to do with L?
Your tires getting all torn up like that didn't have something to do with L, did it?
L?
L, as in I'm going to sell your collection of troll dolls on eBay?
You found his stupid letters. Okay, so it was Larry, my insanely jealous ex-boyfriend. He got all crazed when I couldn't take time off to visit him and slashed my tires, the psycho. I blamed it on the wolf so I'd have a legitimate reason to quit and get on the pokey for a while. I just needed some time off and some cash, just enough to jumpstart my career, you know? Because I got talent, I really do. But you're right, I shouldn't have lied like that. Look, I'll contact the unemployment office and tell them the truth, okay?
Good idea. What happened to Larry?
All I know is he's finally out of my life. Take it from me. Do not ever think for 1 second that having a jealous boyfriend is in any way, shape, or form a good thing. Because it's not. It's the worst. Got that, Nanook?
Nanook?
In fact, I'm writing a song about it. It's called Slash Your Jealousy, Spare My Tires. Get it? Spare My Tires. I'll probably sing it on
Real
Canadian
catchy.
Idol. Hey, you want to hear it?
No. In fact, I'd better get going. Good luck on the show, though, and thanks for the advice.
Anytime.
All right, now it's past noon. I should make lunch before I get in trouble for not doing so. And, well, talk to them
Excellent
first.
job on the snow shoveling, eh? We had ourselves one fine time out there because of you, especially Lou here.
I beat him 5 times.
By the slimmest of margins. What's up, kiddo?
Is this the first time you've been to the lodge?
Yep, sure is.
Are you by any chance related to Rolf Kessler, the guy who used to build carousels around the turn of the last century?
No idea.
Well, I better get back to work.
See you later.
What's up?
Yeah, let's ask him all
So
the
you go to
questions.
school in California?
Yep. University of California at Brea.
Is this your winter break?
Yeah, I just figured I needed a change of scenery.
How'd you hear about this place?
What is this, like the Spanish Inquisition?
Hey, give her a break. She's just trying to make pleasant conversation.
Oh, right. My car broke down on my way to Lake Louise last summer. Pulled in here to wait for the tow truck and figured it'd be a cool place to visit during the winter, so here I am.
What do you think about all the weird things that have been happening around here?
I think they're kind of cool. Accidents make life colorful, you know?
You wouldn't be saying that if you were the one who'd slipped on those ice-covered stairs, or eaten that bad potato salad, or had those 4 flat tires.
Hey, I had that broken window.
Broken window?
I went snowshoeing on like the 3rd day I was here, and when I got back, the window in my room was broken. Glass was all over the place.
Was anything missing from your room?
Nah, it wasn't a burglary. It was like the window just decided to break. I mean, there was no rock on the floor, no bullet, no nothing.
It was the wolf. Tried
Oh,
to jump
yeah,
up
right.
in your room, but didn't quite make it.
That's bogus, dude. My room's on the 2nd floor, and besides, wolves don't do stuff like that.
Hey, that wolf does a lot of stuff wolves aren't supposed to do. That's why it needs to be hunted down.
It's just doing its thing, man. Get off its case. Anyway, my window broke and nobody knows why. Pretty awesome, huh?
So, you like to snowshoe?
I like doing stuff outside. Snowshoeing's about all I can afford.
Is it a hard sport to learn?
You don't learn how to snowshoe. If you need to get through snow that's too deep to walk through, you slap on some snowshoes and you just do it.
What inspired you to become an art major?
Dirt.
I beg your pardon?
I create works of art by manipulating naturally occurring geophysical substances like dirt. Sometimes I just use my hands, but most of the time heavy machinery is involved.
Oh, brother.
Nobody understands my art, but that's cool. To be great is to be misunderstood. FYI, Ralph Waldo Emerson said that.
Do you ever see anyone else when you're out there snowshoeing?
I'll see that Yannick guy sometimes. I'll be plodding along and he'll go zooming by. Those skis of his are like rockets, man.
He's all like zippy zoom.
Do you ever hear explosions?
Yeah, and they freak me out. It doesn't take a very big sound to trigger an avalanche. And when you're out there by yourself, nothing will ruin your day faster than a couple of tons of snow roaring your way at 100 miles an hour.
You can say that
Tell me
again.
about it. I'll catch you later.
Been real.
Well, I still have time to make lunch. But I want to talk to Ollie now that I have the chance.
Need something?
I'm just trying to get the lay of the land. Or the lay of the lodge, in this case.
Well, this is my workshop. I'm building something that's gonna solve all our problems. A wolf trap. One that'll finish off that thing out there once and for all.
You think the wolf is causing the accidents?
Not a doubt in my mind. Everything was A-OK till it showed up and started howling. It's bad luck.
You can't think that
Something's protecting.
accidents are caused just by something supposedly is
Does Ms.
bad
Malik
luck.
know you're doing this?
She knows she doesn't want that thing around her guests. And you heard her. I'm supposed to do whatever I think is necessary.
Well, it's not attacking people,
But
though.
it's not like it's attacking people.
Let me tell you something. Yesterday
I don't believe in killing animals for the sake of just thinking it's unlucky, but unless you have a more legit reason. I mean, if it's attacking people, I think yes.
Drew a bead and fired it. Easiest shot I've
But
ever taken.
if
in
it's
my life.
not,
And I missed.
you
So I fired again. And I
find
missed.
some more
And I missed
humane
again
way
and
to
again. And all the while he just
take
sat
care of
there
it.
Staring until finally it just stood up, walked toward the brush just as calm as could be, and disappeared. Wild animals just don't act like that, and I just don't miss like that. There's something real weird about that wolf, and I ain't gonna rest till I get rid of it. So maybe we should just find something else to job out. You met my little girl yet?
Freddie? Oh, yeah. She's got a pretty mean arm on her.
She sure does. Of course, that little snow fort she built is pretty much her whole life. Just sits out there waiting for somebody to go by so she can pick a snowball fight with them. I keep asking her how she manages to stay warm all day, but she won't tell me. Says she's got a secret weapon. Yeah, she's something.
How long have you worked for Chantal?
About a year and a half. I was her first hire, best hire too. I could run this place single-handed if I had to, just like I'm doing now.
The first time I talked to Chantal, she mentioned you used to be a rancher. Do you miss ranching?
Yeah, a little. Tough life, though. Owned my own spread about 15 years ago. Well, bank owned most of it. And after 2 bad winters and 1 bone-dry summer, bank owned all of it. But I've learned a whole lot since then. I could make it work now. Just need to find the right property, get my hands on enough cash to make a down payment, that's all.
Does your wife, Freddie's mom, does she live here too?
In the summer she does, but in the winter she goes south. See, she's got this nerve condition that makes her real sensitive to cold. Freddie'd like to go with her, but until Chantal stops putting off giving me that raise she promised me, Sending Freddy south, too, is out of the question.
How do you explain what happened to Carl Jenkins, the former guest who slipped on the stairs and broke his leg?
Can't explain it. One minute those stairs were clear and dry. Next minute they're slick with ice and he's lying at the bottom of them.
You're positive they were clear and dry?
Yep. Chipped every bit of frozen snow off of them myself. You ask me, somebody iced those stairs down on purpose. Because it wasn't nothing I did. No, sir. No, sir.
Have you ever seen Trapper Dan's Needle?
Of course.
What can you tell me about it?
All I can tell you is it was built by the same stir-crazy old guy who built this place. Maybe something in that display up in the lobby will tell you what you want to know.
The Avalanche Patrol asked me to tell you that the explosives training session in Calgary has been postponed till next month.
Well, hallelujah. I didn't really want to go anywhere until I finished off that wolf. Now I won't have to.
So, you're on the Avalanche Patrol, huh?
Yep, dang. I just remembered. Patrol wants me to keep an eye on Skookum Ridge for the next couple of weeks. Here, there's the key to the snowmobile. Take it out to Skookum Ridge and see if there's been an avalanche.
You want me to check it out?
Seat-seated so you don't have to worry about the cold. Make sure you call the patrol and give them a report when you're done. You can handle that, can't you?
But I've never driven a snowmobile before.
It ain't rocket science. Two more things. That Bill Kessler guy's getting bored being the only one around here doing any ice fishing. He wants competition.
Okay, so that's one reason I wanted to talk to Ollie. I wanted to trigger the ice fishing, to talk to Bill about it.
The cold snap's on its way. You think it's cold now? Just wait.
But now when I'm finished talking to him here, then I'll fix lunch.
So, we're done here?
That's all the questions I had.
If you need anything, just holler.
And it doesn't matter if you have to start a little late, start late before the time is up, but you cannot, it's not a good idea to skip cooking at meal times. If you do it once, you may be forgiven for it, but you do it more than once, then Chantal will get mad. I don't think you'll be fired, but she'll just reprimand you over the phone, saying that Ollie had to do it. So I work this way out so that I can do at least one meal, each meal one time and no more. I'll show you how. So like this is already one I'm doing. Okay, and just sort of like, this is a lot like Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon when you play short order cook, Frank as short order, as the short order cook as Frank. Yeah, so if they ask for one thing, you put one dash of the item on, but then two, like I added 2 slices of cheese on the burger. Okay, quesadilla. Only that. 2 cheese, like 2 slices of cheese. 1 lettuce, and then 2 things of pickles. That's what they mean when they say a number, you add it twice or more, whatever the number is. Okay, 1 cheese. If you mess up or you think you did, just throw it away. Okay, and let's see what happens if we add paprika on these. You can do it on the quesadillas too, but you have to act fast. Tax facts, because then they can be done just as quickly as you put them in. Like that. See, like I said, just be quick about it. I think dinner takes me the longest to do out of these meals. Lunch is usually the fastest. Okay, I think I got everything, so
order up.
Say order complete. Nancy will say order up.
That's not gonna cut
Oops.
it. Do it
Order up. Order up.
Oh, yeah, I forgot his quesadilla. Oh, well.
Order up.
Do this over. Do it right this time.
I usually try to avoid making mistakes, but once in a while it happens. I guess I was adding the ingredients I shouldn't have when I was explaining how you go about making them, and I got distracted doing so, and I didn't realize it, so that's why I made a mistake.
Order up.
Oh, and by the way, don't go adding paprika to Lou Talbot's food anymore. He hates paprika.
Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, they're not here, so let's at least take the snowmobile out. Maybe then Bill will be back and we can talk to him about ice fishing. Okay, snowmobile's right here. Okay, this is kind of a challenge you have to be extremely careful doing because you can have fatal accidents if you hit rocks or trees one too many times. So I just go up slowly. If you hit snowmen, it's no big deal, but hitting rocks and trees one too many times, you have the vehicle will explode. I don't know if it could in real life, but just it's a fatal move, literally. So just the arrow pointing is pointing where you're supposed to be heading. And it makes such an awful sound when you hit the snowmobile on a tree or a rock. Not a lot of wide spaces for me to get around them, but it's not impossible. They just need to be there, right there. There's the wolf howl again.
Buried, so I guess there hasn't been an avalanche.
All right, we'll just do that when we go back. Call and report no avalanche. And gotta worry about the same thing. You head back. Yikes. All right. All right, let's head back inside then. I think I gotta go this way. Playing all these years, I still don't remember which direction I'm supposed to go to get inside, or which. Oh, there's Bill's right there. He's snoring when Lou's not around.
Hey, got a proposition for you. Ever been ice fishing?
No, but I've always wanted to try it.
Well, you're about to. Here's the deal. I need some competition, so I want you to go out there and try to catch a bigger fish than I caught yesterday, which means you gotta catch a 2-foot northern pike. Now, it's a bit of a hike out to the lake, but the shack is solar heated, so it's nice and warm inside. So what do you say, kiddo? You game?
Anything to make you guests happy.
Atta girl.
I've kept you awake long enough.
You want to talk? You know where to find me.
Yes, we will need to play Fox and Geese with him later on in the game. Let's go ahead and go outside and go to the shack. See if we can do that. Then I'll come back and call the Avalanche Patrol. Yeah.
Just don't put the surrender. For now.
I'm starting to get really cold.
Cold snap, it went up high, remember. The cold snap means it got colder, so
Oh my gosh. Looks like someone came in here and just...
good risk if you stay out too long, like the temperature will drop faster.
So much for catching a 2-foot northern pike. Left behind by whoever trashed this place, maybe?
I'll call it when I get back to the lodge.
57237. That's a U.S. phone number.
Well, let's go back and tell Bill. If he's there.
I'm starting to get really cold. Warm again. Somebody left me a note.
It's from Freddie. All right. I figure she's got a secret way of staying out in the cold. Let's call the Avalanche Patrol and that phone number we found.
Avalanche Patrol, what's your location?
Actually, I'm calling on behalf of Ollie Randall. He wanted me to tell you that there hasn't been any avalanche activity out at Skookum Ridge.
I was wondering when we were going to hear from him. Thanks for the report.
No problem.
Okay, now that item with the phone number. This is so much better than dragging the mouse along to each number to punch it in. Just typing it in, it's easier and faster.
A non-profit organization dedicated to making sure that the wild animals of North America remain wild. No one can take your call at the moment because all of our volunteer staff is busy blocking access to California's wilderness areas in order to protect their cougar, bear, and condor populations. But if you leave your name and number after the beep, someone will eventually get back to you. Especially if you want to make a donation.
All right, let's see if Bill's here so we can tell him about the problem. Okay, he's not. Well, you know what? Sometimes he may not always show up then, but we can just ask Ollie to see if he has a line and hook we can borrow.
You check out Skookum Ridge.
Yep, no avalanche. There's your snowmobile key.
You make a report to the Avalanche Patrol.
Sure did.
What else do you want?
Someone went into the ice fishing shack and ruined all of Bill Kessler's equipment.
Probably some animal-loving eco-fanatic who figured it was time to save the fish.
You don't by any chance have a hook and line I could borrow, do you?
Say no more.
All right,
Here's my tackle
so he
box.
gives us his tackle box.
Kessler tried to rope me into competing with him, but I can't very well do that when you've got my hook and line now, can I?
No, I don't suppose you can.
What else do you want?
I'll let you get back to work.
See you later.
All right, before I forget, let's talk to Yanni.
Nancy, I'm glad to see you.
Are you all right? You seem upset.
You must listen. I was outside skiing very fast, as usual, and suddenly, boom! Snow, dirt, rocks, everything went flying into the air right in front of me. There is a mad bomber on the loose.
You think it was a bomb?
Of course it was a bomb. My competitors bombed the bunkhouse thinking I would be so frightened that I would abandon my training and leave. Only I wasn't frightened. So now they are trying to bomb me.
Do you think they're responsible for all the accidents that have been happening around here as well?
My competitors and the governments behind them, they are as desperate as they are ruthless. They are capable of anything. They can operate anywhere in the world, under all conditions. It would not surprise me if someone right here in the lodge is right now under their employ. But to them, I say, "Pa!" They do not scare me. I am the best cross-country skier in the world. I will neutralize their petty...
Oh, I've been forgetting to say, notice that when you talk to characters now, the text block is off to the bottom right corner,
Did you want something?
large, instead of down at the bottom of this, near the bottom of the screen. So, yeah, another kind of change they've made since starting.
Ever see Lou Talbot when you're out there training?
The college student? Just yesterday, I had to slow
Yeah, we
down
had to talk to him and
avoid
ask him
colliding
this
with him.
about
Ruined my
Chantal's
whole session.
request.
Chantal would like to use your name and picture on her website when she gets it up and running. Would that be okay?
I am sorry, but no.
Oh, well, so much for that. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Kavichinaya.
What does that mean? Alright, let's go back to the ice fishing shack. Here's what I mean by cold snap. Like weather's gotten cold to danger, so that's why when I get to a place after walking a good distance, Nancy will start shivering because the temperature is getting lower and lower.
Stop! How dare you come back here? You shall pay for your insolence.
Okay, here she gives us the secret.
Whenever you're really cold, just squeeze the toasty pack and you'll get a burst of heat. It only works when you're already cold, and you can only use one toasty pack at a time.
All right.
I'm starting to get really cold.
Let's get inside and get warm. And now let's drop the line. As the computer showed, what I know what it is, but what a northern pike looks like. That's not one. Oh, it's down there. Well, we don't even know if it's... Nope.
That won't do.
That's the old perch. Don't want that. Ooh, careful of those other underwater mines. Now, even when I hook a northern pike, it may not be 2 feet. Oh, don't want to hook that. Gotta watch out for the sturgeons, because they'll chew right through the line. And the passing piece of wood could break the line. Will break the line. Oh, put it up. Ugh.
My line just bit the dust.
Yeah, I won't get it in time. Oh well. Oh, there's one.
Close, but no cigar.
Well, if you're feeling annoyed that it's not going fast, you could just reel out the line and then return it to see if you can get faster results. Ooh, good thing I didn't have it down. You just do not want to hook the mine. Oh, here's a pike.
Rat, too small.
Still too small. Let's hope this gets
Doesn't quite measure up.
rats.
There we go.
There we go.
2-foot northern pike. No more fishing for me.
Good for that. And I better just look at it quick because something's gonna come up that will lose it. Yeah, so I just want to see in my inventory. Well, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Lose it.
Oh my gosh. Whoever threw that ice ball.
And the ice
must have
fishing
been
shack is
explosion
gone.
that shattered the ice.
So she was hit by an ice ball, knocked her unconscious, and her jacket's gone. The wolf has a coat for her? I'll be darned.
A coat. I need to make it to shore by jumping from icicle to icicle and put on that coat before I freeze to death.
Oh boy. I hate this puzzle because it often leads to me sinking several times before I finally get to shore to get the coat. It's like anytime I move forward, a piece up here is removed, so I may die while doing this, then have to restart. Luckily, as I said, no main menu, so you can't go back to a second chance at the menu, but Nancy dies from the cold, so you're not kicked off the case for that. But I'm just saying, if you go forward, it's not gonna have the ice flow there. They'll disappear. See, there I go. And how many times I'll have to redo this part before I can succeed? Oh, don't tell me it's a miracle. Just gotta hurry before it gets away and put on the coat immediately. Oh, thank heaven. Oftentimes when I play this, I maybe have to die. Nancy dies like three to four times before I finally succeed.
Ah,
Warm again.
There's a note in one of the pockets.
Yes, this is a password to something I'll show you later.
Since I can't go back the way I came, maybe these tracks will lead me to shelter. Avalanche Ridge. Ugh, not exactly reassuring.
No.
The snow's so deep, I'm sinking up to my knees. If I want to follow those tracks, I'm gonna need some snowshoes. Something tells me I shouldn't be making this much noise. Not when I'm walking in a place called Avalanche Ridge.
Okay, so now let's just turn around and go back.
Ski tracks.
Probably Yanni's.
I bet if I follow them, I'll wind up back at the lodge. I can't stop shivering.
Better hurry and get inside.
I need to get in out of the cold like soon.
Okay, when it drops that low, then you really want to try to run for the entrance. Luckily, I'm close by.
I feel warmer already.
Yeah, when it gets that low, now it's extreme danger, and you're not going to go outside.
I'm not going
not for the
outside
night.
now. It's too cold.
Okay. Well, snowshoes right here, but we're going to have to ask Chantal for the combination, so let's go ahead and call her.
Hello?
Hi, it's Nancy Drew.
Did you ask Yanni about using his picture yet?
Yes, but he said no.
Darn. Well, thanks for trying.
I think I'm onto something, but I desperately need snowshoes. Could you give me the combination to the lock on the display case so I could use the ones in there?
I certainly can, but I'm not going to until you do something for me.
Like what?
Like what?
I'm going to fax you a survey that Tino came up with. He says you're to fill most of it out by observing the people staying at the lodge, rather than just asking them the questions outright. He says that would put them on their guard. When it's all filled out, fax it to Tino. The results will help him come up with a profile that will help you to determine which of our guests is responsible for the accident.
Yeah, right. I don't think he knows what the heck he's doing.
I really don't think that's necessary.
Well, Tino does, so I'm faxing it to you even as we speak. In fact, it's done. So why don't you go get it right now? I'll wait.
Great. I just hope the questions aren't too dumb. Got it.
Good. Now remember, when you're done filling it out, fax it directly to Tino. And he wants you to call him before you do so he can turn his machine on.
That's it for now.
I have to get going too. Bye.
Alright. What side of the bed did they get it from? What planet did they identify with? That's going to help you create a profile of who Our saboteur. Oh, look, a new guest. Let's talk to her.
Well, who are you? I'm Elsa's replacement.
Oh, the new maid. Thank goodness. I was wondering how much longer the owner expected us to endure these conditions and still pay full price.
How long has Elsa been gone?
2 days, I think. Maybe even 3. I don't know. It's all a blur of dirt and dust and soap residue. My name is Guadalupe Comillo. My friends call me Lupe.
My name is Nancy Drew.
2 things, dear. First, the alarm clock is missing from my room. I don't necessarily need another one. I just don't want to be charged for that one, seeing as I have no idea where it went to. Second...
Oh, was her clock the one found at the bunkhouse explosion remains?
Especially compared to the other rooms. The other guests are all men. Single men.
Well, I'm happy to report that I've already cleaned your room.
Excellent.
I hate to sound nosy, but what are you doing?
Birds. I'm watching birds. That's what I am, you see, a bird watcher. Sometimes I go outside and watch, and sometimes I stay inside. It all depends on what the birds feel like doing and what I feel like doing.
So that's what brought you to Icicle Creek Lodge, the birding?
Absolutely. The place is a veritable birding paradise, even in winter. In fact, in the short time I've been here, I've seen hawks, eagles, orioles, cardinals, jays, nothing truly rare. But to a wildlife lover such as myself, seeing them in such a spectacular setting is thrilling nonetheless.
Have you met the other guests?
I've bumped into them at one time or another, yes. I don't spend all my time in front of this window. That Yanni fellow, he's very talented, but extremely intense. His whole life revolves around being the best in the world. As for the 2 who are always sitting across the way playing that silly game, the older man, Bill Kessler, he's no deep thinker, but he's nice enough. But the other one, that college student, talking to him is like trying to converse with a giant turnip. No social graces whatsoever. I almost prefer talking to the handyman. Almost. Anyone that intent on destroying something as glorious as that wolf is hardly worth talking to.
Let's talk about everything.
Have you ever seen a wolf that's been hanging out around here?
No. Not that I'm looking for it. Of course, Yanni occasionally skis by, and that dullard of a student, I see him snowshoeing occasionally. But I've yet to see the wolf. Have you seen it?
Yeah, up close and personal, as a matter of fact.
How did it act? Was it aggressive? Did it look injured?
I found a bunch of wolf tracks beyond the pond. You could follow them and see it for yourself.
Maybe I will. Have you told anyone else what you just told me?
No.
Good. Don't. You see, I'd like to see this wolf for myself, and I don't want everyone else going after it and scaring it away. And there's no telling what that trigger-happy handyman might do. So it'll just be our little secret, all right?
Do you want a book about birds of the Southwest?
I might. Why do you ask?
Because I found a piece of a book cover in the fishing shack, and since it was about birds, I wondered if it was yours.
No, it's not from any book I have. I've never been in the ice fishing shack, so how could it be?
If I were to ask you which planet you most identify with, which one would you say?
Earth. No, wait. Make that Venus. No, Earth. No, actually Venus. No, Earth. No offense, dear, but that's a very silly question.
No kidding.
Good luck with your birding.
Ta-ta!
Okay, I wanted to wait to talk to her then.
Is this yours?
I mean, like, after everything I did, I wanted to wait to talk to her, especially after calling the Run and Grow Free number, because we have this to question her.
What, that bullet? Don't be silly. Why would I be carrying ammunition around?
It kind of looked like...
Well, remember in her room there was that magazine and an article about a magic bullet.
Isn't it? It was probably lying there on the floor all along, and you just happened to kick it into view, that's all.
And remember what Ollie told us, that he missed shooting the wolf continuously. So that means Guadalupe must have tampered with his rifle.
You used that bullet I found on the
with that magic bullet.
On Ollie Randall's rifle, didn't you?
Oh, what? That's so ridiculous. It's laughable.
Because she's trying to protect the wolf.
You did it because you're a member of Run and Grow Free, and you're trying to protect the wolf at any cost, aren't you?
Look at me. Do I really look like some kind of wildlife fanatic?
I never judge books by their covers, Miss Camillo. Look, I don't want to see anything happen to that wolf either. If you belong to Run and Grow Free, just tell me. I'm good at keeping secrets, believe me.
You're right. I am a member of Run and Grow Free. I did make sure that brute would miss if he took a shot at the wolf, and I will do whatever it takes to protect that beautiful creature.
So it's true, and she's here undercover.
So, you're here undercover?
Yes,
What are you going to do next?
that's all I'm going to tell you, Nancy. And if you really are concerned about the wolf's welfare, you won't repeat any of this to anyone. Okay.
So we can't talk to her anymore if you try.
Let's not talk anymore, Nancy. People are starting to get suspicious.
Okay. Let's see if Bill and Lou are here. Yep.
Nancy, hi. What the heck happened out there?
Actually, I'm not quite sure.
I walked out to Icicle Lake to see how you were doing in the fishing shack, only there wasn't any fishing shack. There wasn't even a lake. The ice was all busted up like somebody dropped a bomb on it.
All I know is, after I caught that 2-foot northern pike, I walked outside and someone knocked me unconscious with an ice ball. The next thing I knew, there was an explosion and I was on an ice floe in the middle of the lake with no coat and no fish.
Somebody decked you with an ice ball and blew up the lake? Holy moly.
Probably you. Couldn't stand the thought of losing to a girl.
Har har. The good news is you're okay. The bad news? No more ice fishing.
Okay, we gotta talk to them about what planet they most identify with.
I know this is going to sound like a strange question, but what planet do you most identify with?
I guess it would be Mars. You know, that whole god of war thing?
I should have known. Well, I'll let you get back to beating Lou.
Glad you dropped by.
What's up?
I was just wondering, what planet do you most identify with?
Planet X.
I'm sorry, I meant in our solar system.
Planet X?
But there is no Planet X.
There will be.
Oh, brother.
So you identify with Planet X.
Planet X. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay,
Well,
it's after
I'll let you
6
go.
o'clock.
Been real.
It's time for dinner, so I better get to the kitchen and cook. Okay, one, two. Okay, so 5. Oh, okay.
Order up. Order up. Order up.
If you think I'm serving this, you're loco.
What? Okay, I made another mistake.
This ain't right.
Ugh,
Order up.
there's no matter with me. Did I put in too much salmon? Oh well, you guys get to see firsthand the mistakes I have made. Okay, I don't get fired for them. 2, 3. 1 tomato. Chili.
Order up.
All right, now let's talk to Yanni because we need his answer on the question from the survey too.
I'm glad for the chance to talk once again. There is something I must
Explain away.
By all means, explain away.
What I said before about wolves. It is because my grandmother was killed by wolves. Killed and devoured.
Really?
Are you serious?
Years ago, when my mother was a little girl, her mother, my grandmother, was on her way back from the village on her motor scooter, which was and still is the only means of transportation most Fredonians can afford. It was January, and the sun had just set, and it was dark, very cold. There were thousands of wolves in the countryside that winter. At night, they would roam in huge, hungry packs. My grandmother was halfway home when she came upon a young man waving from the side of the road for her to stop. He too had been on a scooter, but his had broken down, and wolves were gathering all around him, preparing to attack. My grandmother, of course, stopped, and he leapt on behind her, and they took off down the road with the wolves, dozens of them chasing after them. But with 2 people riding it, her scooter was slow, much too slow, and the wolves soon caught up with them. And when one of the wolves seized my grandmother's boot in its teeth and started to pull, instead of helping her, the man pushed her off the bike. It instantly gained speed and he got away. My grandmother, set upon by the wolves, did not.
If she died, how do you know that's what happened?
Tormented by guilt, the young man eventually confessed. He went to prison for several years, and the wolves were hunted year-round until the countryside was rid of them. But the damage was done. And so, I'm happy to talk to you about any subject except wolves. About them, I have nothing to say.
Not really sure if I believe that story, though.
I really need to get somewhere in the backcountry and was thinking you could maybe give me a cross-country ski lesson or 2?
Out of the question. I don't have the time, the equipment, or frankly, the desire. I am sorry.
Oh well.
Would you mind telling me what planet you most identify with?
Pluto.
Actually, Pluto's not a planet anymore.
That is exactly the point. Pluto stirs up passion and controversy, yet it continues undaunted on its course, as do I. Pluto and I, we are as brothers.
I have disturbed you long enough.
It has been a pleasure.
See if we have anything to say to Ollie.
What you need?
Can you think of any reason why somebody would be carrying around a bullet?
Sure. They want to shoot something.
But it's not hunting season, is it?
Only for wolves and other such varmints. It's always hunting season for them.
I found a bullet on the floor by the window where Guadalupe Comillo is always watching for birds.
Well, now that's real interesting.
What do you mean?
I don't trust that lady. Let's just leave it at that.
That's all the questions I had.
See you later.
All right, let me go ahead and fill out the survey then, so we can get those snowshoes. Call me before you fax this out to me so I can make sure the machine's on. You're a doll. Oh, what is he trying to do? Butter her up? Okay, so, we know this from making their beds in the morning. Like, we'll see saw their slippers on a certain side of the bed. For Guadalupe, it's both. No, Guadalupe is left. My bad. It's Luz that is both. Bill, right, and Yanni, right. Hometown we saw on the computer. Guadalupe's is LA. Luz is Brea because he goes to school at University of California at Brea. Bill's is Toronto. Yanni's is Eladse Saet. It's in Fredonia, his fictitious country. Guadalupe said Earth. Who said X? Or you can type in Planet X or X. Bill said Mars. Yanni said Pluto. Lou is the only one who hates paprika, so we'll say no to everyone else. Okay, I just want to go over this, make sure it's right. You could say left, right, or both for Luz, but I'm going to just go with both. And if you miss anything, have an incorrect answer, or if anything's misspelled, Tino will tell you it's not right and you need to fix it. Okay, I think I got that finished. Just want to triple check it so I don't have to fix it. Okay, let's call Tino to fax it to him. Learned the errors of his ways, and he's a better better person for it. Yeah, sure he is.
Hey, Nancy! I was wondering when your number there was going to show up on caller ID. This is Dino Balducci. Remember me? From that last train to Blue Moon Canyon we went on? Yeah, I'm the one who helped you find that long-lost treasure.
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure helped is the right word, Mr. Balducci.
He didn't help one dime.
No.
In fact, Tino, I'm a little surprised you're still in law enforcement, considering some of the unethical, if not illegal, stunts you pulled back
Yeah,
then.
like pulling the brake in the train's brake to try to gain some publicity for him and arrest John Gray for something he didn't do.
Looks like.
So Chantel sent you my little survey, huh? What you think?
Well, the questions were very...
Ingenious?
That's not quite the word I
no.
was going to use, but anyway, I did have one question. You wanted me to fill out the survey for everyone at the lodge but Ollie. Why is that?
Because Ollie's an employee?
So?
Nancy, in my experience, which, let's face it, is far vaster than yours, Employees don't do stuff that's gonna endanger their job.
Oh, sure they will if they can try to do it secretly.
Ollie be out of a job. Ergo, Ollie is not a suspect.
I don't believe that.
No offense, but I think you're wrong.
Oh.
Oh, yeah? Well, tell me this, Miss Smarty Boots. How much is Chantel paying you? Huh? How much?
Nothing.
Well, she's paying me. So what's that tell you, huh?
That you're ripping her off? That you're
Kept showing, thinking it to herself that you're ripping her off.
So, we done with the survey?
Yeah, you're acting
I
like
sure
the
am.
professional here. You have no idea what the heck you're doing.
Okay, let her rip.
Mm-mm.
Nice work, Nancy. According to the survey, our perp is none other than our bird-watching champion snowshoer, Bill.
See, you got it.
But Bill Kessler likes to ice fish. Guadalupe Carrillo is the one who likes to birdwatch. Yanni Volkstaya is a champion skier. And Lou Talbot likes to snowshoe.
Oh,
You're the professional, huh? Yeah,
How did you
sure.
come up with that survey anyway?
I put it together using this profiling kit I saw advertised on the detective channel. It was supposed to be foolproof. You know, maybe I just need to look at the survey data from a different perspective or something. Yeah, maybe the answer is there after all. I just gotta shuffle things around in order to see it. Oh, hey, before I forget, Chantel said when you finished the survey, I was supposed to pass some numbers on you. Said it was the combination of something?
Yes, to the display case. What is it?
7669.
Okay, that's the combination, Wayne.
How is it that you know Chantal?
Friend of a friend heard about all the problems she was having up there and immediately figured she could use my crime-solving expertise.
Expertise.
So I gave her a
Your
call,
crime-solving
we had lunch,
expertise.
We hit it off and bingo. I got myself a new client.
How many clients do you have?
I have enough.
Yeah, listen the way he hesitates as he says that. He's got zip. I can guarantee. Well, damn well bet on it.
I better go.
Always a pleasure.
I'm still trying to offer her some flattery. Alright, so let's get the snowshoes. And let's set the alarm for morning so I can trek out.
That did it.
Alright. But I will set the alarm to make breakfast before I head out. So I'm gonna go up to my room. But before there's something I want to hear.
What do you want? You mess with my rival.
Oh, Ollie's confronting Guadalupe.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You used a bullet to push down the stallion so I'd miss that wolf. What are you, some kind of bleeding heart, tree-hugging eco-terrorist?
How dare you use that tone of voice with me? I'm leaving this place right now.
Good. You just got yourself an escort off the premises.
Oh, so she's left. Oh, something I hear on Bill's nightstand. Alright, let's set the alarm. That'll say if I turn to midnight, so let me, at least I think it will. If I step away. Alright. Alright, one less plate to cook, fix. You know, I don't like French toast. Yeah, this is fast, pretty fast too. Faster than the dinner. My least favorite one to do. So since I've come this far, fixing each meal once, I think I'll be far long enough where I won't need to do it. I could skip lunch, and then I won't have to make any meals anymore after that. Okay. Okay, I'll make all the toast and bacon first, then the omelets. Okay.
Order up. Order up.
Bacon. 2 spinach. 1 cheese. Peppers. Olives. Yuck. Okay.
Order up. Order up.
Alright. Let's go explore then. Okay, so it's still dangerous, so I have to be well prepared. Okay, best thing to do is when you come to this, put on the snowsuit so you don't have to worry about doing it later when you get to the Avalanche Ridge. I mean, that's when you should start wearing them anyway, but do it earlier so you remember. Whoa. Wonder who that could be. This belonged to someone from the lodge.
Sauropod scapula. Take to lab for precise ID. If I don't get warm soon, I may not make it.
Yeah, might be a good idea to get warm soon. Okay, we'll have to stay in this little house.
Could someone be living there? Hello? Is anyone here? Doesn't sound like it.
Oh, there's a combination. What is it? Well, it's on here. Notice how these numbers are like mirror images to each other. They say 6512. Let's hurry before Nancy freezes over. All right. Now we're warm. What's to see here?
Wonder what this is. Looks like there's a phone number.
Well, when I get back to the lodge, let's call it. Hey.
This indentation looks just like the one on that plaque in the lodge where that missing Rex bone used to be.
Yes, it does. What's here? Oh, what's this? Has the wolf been here? That looks like a place small enough for a dog or a wolf, perhaps, to fit through some more toasty packs.
The Rest of My Life by Julius McQuaid.
Oh, so this guy befriended that wolf since she was a puppy. Coat is pure white. And he's given her a name. Isis. Found her way into the shack. That must be the... So as he's been living here, that must have been his code that Isis brought to us.
So once I get her attention by saying her name, I can give her commands.
Yep. This is an important one. She can be as trained as any dog.
Scent. If she has an object in her mouth, she'll sniff, then drop the object near another object that has the same scent.
Oh, look at this. His writing is starting to be poorly done. Like, he can't write that well.
Pinevale
Same here.
Hospital. Maybe I can use Isis and her incredible sense of smell to figure out who owns the notebook I found outside. All I have to do is get something from each of the people at the lodge, something that each of them has touched, then let Isis figure out which of their scents matches the scent on the notebook.
Well, now that we've looked at that... Here she is. Well, just click on her.
Isis.
Stay. Well, let's see if we can give a chain of commands for her.
Forward. Down. Jump. Around. Bark. Paw. Isis. Forward. Down. Jump. Around. Bark. Paw.
Looks like
Go.
she's already doing part of it. Well, sitting down, or lying down at least. Jump. Wow. Clever canine, even though she's a wild one. Let's go back to the lodge. What the heck is going on? The howl again. It's the howling. But just by a wolf, no werewolves. No werewolves in a colony. Oh, it must be less cold now because the life meter hasn't dropped considerably, like it was when I started. Walking towards the shack, I mean.
Ah, much better. It was really cold.
Oh, we got a couple of messages.
Who's this from?
Okay, one from is Guadalupe. We'll call her later.
Who's this from? Meet me in the sauna in the basement. I have some interesting information for you. The sauna sounds
It's good to me. Okay. Let's go down there.
Yikes. Looks like Yanni has good reason to be so paranoid.
So we have to get something that each of the characters have touched. And we've got something right here from Ollie.
Ah, something that Ollie has touched.
Let's go in the sauna.
Hello? Anybody here? These weren't here before.
Oh, I wonder if they're the missing photos from the display.
That birthmark below his eye looks very familiar.
Yes, it does. It's Bill. Uh-oh. Someone locked us in here, supposedly.
Hey, is someone out there? The door's... Oh, I'm getting really...
Okay, of course, this is a time puzzle, but I can show you there's actually a way to get around this. So, you have to turn around and try to connect the pipes to let the cool water in. Otherwise, Nancy will die. But if the way to get around this is if you just keep clicking the door until it says Nancy faints, which she doesn't actually, then you can turn around and have unlimited time to connect the water pipes. Connect the pipes to let cold water flow in, because otherwise you're looking at a time puzzle and it, limited time puzzle, and it's kind of hard for me to connect the pipes correctly, knowing what the correct way to turn them in that limited time. See, okay, I think I got it.
If I get all these pipes connected, I can turn on the cold water and cool this place off.
Yeah, that music will stop too once after you've gotten that part. So now you have unlimited time to connect the pipes to get the cold water in. Because I hate doing it when it's timed. I just feel like I can't do it. Because see, all these pipes will move around when you turn them. It kind of reminds me of the pipes of all those cars in Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. Here, see, this is what I mean. Better doing it like this than when it's on a limited time space. There we go.
I'll be locked in, but
I won't feel like a rotisserie chicken anymore.
Nancy!
Bill.
Mr. Kessler? What are you doing down here?
I came down here looking for Ollie, but then I heard all this noise and thought I'd better check it out. Door got stuck again, huh? Say, you look kind of bedraggled. Are you all right?
I'm fine, and I'll be even better after you and I have a little talk.
Yeah, that's me. When I was a kid, this place was practically my second home. My late grandmother, Tilly Wentworth, used to own it.
So when you said this was the first time you've been here?
I lied. See, about 2 years ago, just before she died, my grandmother sold this place to Albert Moeequay without telling anyone in her family. From what I've heard about Moeequay, I'm pretty sure he bullied her into selling. I think he cheated her, and he cheated us, and that it's high time somebody...
Taught him a lesson by, say, putting Icicle Creek Lodge out of business?
It had nothing to do with that explosion, Lou's window, the food poisoning, the icy stairs, none of that stuff. You ask me, it's karma. The Moeequays are just getting what's coming to them.
Since you used to spend so much time here, do you know if there's a way to get into Trapper Dan's Needle?
You know that pyramid thing on the table over there by the entrance to the dining room? You can fool around with it until nothing but pigs show on the outside. This compartment will open up, and inside will be this round magnetic thing that used to be Trapper Dan's special master key. Just hold it up by the needle, and a hidden door will pop open.
So what's in the needle? Do you know?
No, my bratty cousin Elwood told me it was filled with skeletons, and I never worked up the nerve to go in and see for myself. And maybe it was filled with skeletons. I mean, let's face it. Living all by himself way out here in the wild, winter after long dark winter, Trapper Dan was probably stark raving bonkers.
I better get going.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so let's open up that pyramid. Turn it to all the pigs up here. All right. Oh, but nothing's in
There
there.
was a special master key in here. It's gone now.
Well, let's tell Bill, see if he has any advice for us.
Huh? Oh, hi.
People who sleep during the day usually have a hard time sleeping at night, you know.
I can sleep anytime, anywhere. That's what happens when you got a clear conscience.
That's your
I opened up that
excuse.
pyramid like you told me, but there was nothing inside.
There wasn't? Oh. Well, I'm afraid you're out of luck.
There's no other way to get into Trapper Dan's needles?
No. Fran Matilli once told me that if you turn the top of the pyramid 45 degrees, then fill all the boxes on the outside with one kind of animal, then another kind of animal, until you do that for all 4 animals, she said if you do that, you'd find a journal in there written by Trapper Dan himself.
Did you ever read it?
I was a kid. What would I want to read some crazy old coot's journal for?
I'd better get going.
Okie dokie.
Well, let's do just that. And it's best if you go from raccoon to wolf to pig to moose. I tried doing it out of order, and it was hard for me to get them all lined up. So I would suggest just doing it in order from left to right to make it easy. Darn. I hate doing this last one. There we go. That's why I don't recommend doing it out of order, because otherwise it's more difficult to get the rest, do it sooner. Okay.
The first thing you need to do is crack my cipher below, or just follow the moose, wolf, raccoon, and Mary. Looks like the rest is in some kind of code. Can't find Mary? Well, try pulling on that rope above the vaults. You'll just have to keep it taut. Mary always helped me with that. Mary. Must have been referring to his pet pig.
Now that's strange. There are these words down here that Nancy doesn't say out loud. So yeah, we took the journal with us. Now let's get things that from the other guest room to find out whose notebook it is. See, we don't have all of the housekeeping items on here. So just to rectify that, I'm going to set the alarm for the next day, and hopefully it'll be just like that again. Or there we go. There we get the laundry bag. I don't know why it's one of these games. It's just not always going to be consistent. Then day to when it's takes place over several days. But I do need all of them there. So I'm going to do that. Make the beds. Take the towels.
I think I'll keep one of these
Because we're going to have Isis sniff that. It's already made. Just got to get the towel then. Now let's go back to Isis out at that shack. Put on the snowshoes and let's go. Otherwise, I deliberately try to avoid setting the time of when to wake up because I can only make a good educated guess what the time is going to be in the AM or PM. If it's not what I want, then I have to press it again, which is what I did before. Okay. Hey, what's this?
That looks like a
Geiger counter.
What a weird thing to be chewing on. This measures radioactivity. I wonder if Isis found it outside somewhere or in here.
That's interesting. The words don't appear on screen. So let's... Okay, notice I only showed you a little preview of giving those commands to Isis because now you can't do it. So let's give her the notebook. And what we do is show her these items from the guests.
Looks like it's not Yanni's.
Just tell if the scents will match or not to determine to whom the notebook belongs.
The notebook's not Ollie's. Negative for Bill Kessler.
So there's only one person left. It's Lou's.
The scents match, which means those notes belong to Lou Talbot.
Okay, so let's go back and confront him with what we've discovered.
I feel warmer already. Now what? Lou Talbot, charged with trespassing, vandalism, and theft. found digging on private property, creating a piece of architecture inspired by Maverick artist Poppy Dada, of keeping the dinosaur bones dug up in the process. Dinosaur bones?
So, discovering that the notebook is his reveals that information. So, let's see if he's here, hopefully, so we can confront him and get the bone back. Okay, he's not here. So I can't always know when everyone's time is. Well, one thing I can do in the meantime is use this Geiger counter. What are we using it to find? I'll show you in a moment. This little coin with a wolf on it. And it's, yes, it's from that Journal of Trapper Dan's. Okay, still not here. So let me look around more. Those 4 animals are also on other coins, and I'll show you where we can find another. The raccoon. See these? Well, outside the doors of the guests are these little knobs, or whatever you want to call them, with colors. You line them up. On this side, white, red, blue. And then on the opposite side, green, blue, red. And what does that reveal? Well, see, these are glowing green. There's the one with raccoon. And here in Yanni's room, oh wait, this is Guadalupe's room, my bad. Here in Yanni's room, push on this button, there's the one with the moose. But there's also this radio.
Something tells me this radio belongs to Yanni. And if so, why is he hiding it?
Good question. Is he using it to communicate with people, his bosses or something? Let's ask him about it. Let's see if Lou and Bill are here yet. Nope.
How can I help you?
Why do you have a radio hidden away in your room?
How do you know about that?
All I know is when I got done cleaning the moose head, that compartment was open. And when I looked in it, there was the radio. Now you answer my question.
I use that radio to communicate with my coaches. It's a special radio. It scrambles the signal so that my competitors cannot listen in.
What makes you so sure that your competitors are in the area?
When one has enemies, it's prudent to assume that they are always close by. They are here, Nancy. Make no mistake. What I don't know is, did you really open that compartment by mistake, or were you up to something else? How do I know you are not working for them?
If I was working for the competition, why would I have told you about finding your radio?
Who else have you told about the radio?
No one.
I believe you, Nancy. So if I find out you're lying, both of us will be very sorry.
The secret compartment that's in your room, how did you ever find it?
The first night I was here, I searched for bugs, something which, due to the cunning of my competitors, I have become very good at. I discovered that by pushing on the moose eye, A compartment opened up.
Oh, bugs. I guess he means like radio transmitters.
That's all for now.
Kavichinaya.
Well, if they're not here, maybe I'll just fix lunch, and then hopefully it'll happen.
Order up. Order up. Order up.
Okay, hopefully this will be the last time I do the cooking. I didn't want to. Well, the only other thing I know to do at the moment is call the phone number on this device here. I don't want to call Guadalupe yet.
You've reached the office of Dr. Nikki Sabatini, professor of geology at the University of Alberta, Camrose. The sound of the beep? No, disregard all that. I'm here. Who's this?
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm staying at the Icicle Creek Lodge, and I recently came across some kind of device that had your phone number on it.
Describe the device.
Well, it has a spike on one end of it, and...
Well, I'll be darned. Where did you say you found it?
Well, actually, someone's dog was using it as a chew toy. She must have found it outside somewhere. You know what it is?
It's a geophone. Someone stole a whole crate of them from me when I was out on Skookum Ridge not too long ago.
Oh, so she was recently in the area.
In the ground, a geophone will detect seismic waves and turn them into electrical signals, which are then transmitted to a computer so they can be recorded and eventually interpreted. It lets geologists like me make maps of mineral deposits and such without doing any digging. See, I was preparing to do a subsurface survey of the area using reflection seismology. I set up camp, stored all my equipment in a trailer, went into town for supplies, and when I came back, the trailer had been broken into, and all my geophones were gone. I was going to be the first person to do a full geological survey of the Icicle Creek drainage and the ridges surrounding it. Got grant money and everything. The person who ripped off my equipment sure screwed that up for me. If I ever get my hands on him, oh!
You have no idea who it was?
It was snowing, so there were no tracks. So I don't know if he came by car or snowmobile or on foot or what. I'm assuming it was a guy, because he only took the geophones, so he must have known what they were and how to use them. And since not that many women are into explosives...
Explosives?
The seismic waves that geophones detect are man-made. You detonate something on the surface of the ground, and the concussion creates seismic waves which bounce off different geological features differently, depending on the impedance of the feature. The reflected waves are what the geophones detect and transmit.
So, to put the geophones to use, you need to blow things up?
Correct.
That's interesting. So, if someone were looking for valuable mineral deposits, they might use geophones to do it?
If someone had the technical expertise, yes. Although reflection seismology is more typically employed to locate deposits of hydrocarbons, like oil and gas.
What types of mineral deposits are likely to be found around the Icicle Creek drainage?
All kinds of deposits. Silver, lead, uranium, molybdenum. I love saying that word, molybdenum. I think that's why I became a geologist. Just so I'd have a reason to say molybdenum. Anyway, if you come across any more of my geophones, or anything that would indicate who stole them, please, please, please let me know.
I will.
Could it be our
Good.
saboteur
What do you know
who
about
stole
dinosaur
that
bones?
geophone?
Precious little, I'm afraid. I know it's possible to find good specimens in Alberta, particularly in your area. But beyond that, paleontology's not really my thing. And all my paleo pals are currently off digging in the dirt on the other side of the world. So I'm afraid I can't refer you to anyone either.
Are dinosaur bones good for anything?
Other than studying? If you're a scientist, no. But because they're obviously rare, a lot of people collect them. In fact, I understand there's a pretty big black market for them.
Black market? You mean people pay money for dinosaur bones?
People pay big money for them.
I came across a Geiger counter. What can you tell me about them?
The closer you get to a source of radiation, the more they click. They've been around for about 100 years. They're portable.
Do you know what range of radiation is unsafe?
Assuming the Geiger counter is measuring radiation in the environment and not in, say, a nuclear power plant, I wouldn't worry about it. When it comes to exposure to radiation, even the experts can't agree on what's safe and unsafe. And the fact is, you're exposed to radiation every single day. You can't avoid it. You absorb cosmic rays from space, ingest carbon-14 in food, inhale radon from the ground. You even get a dose of radiation whenever you watch TV, albeit a teeny tiny one. Plus, it's a cumulative thing. Is it okay to get your arm x-rayed? Sure. Is it okay to get your arm x-rayed every day for a year? Probably not a good idea. But will it positively increase your risk of cancer? Depends on how much other radiation you're routinely exposed to, and your health habits, and your genetic makeup.
In other words, if I'm getting a high reading on my Geiger counter, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm in imminent danger?
Exactly. Unless the object that's giving you the high reading is labeled plutonium, of course. You'd definitely be up a creek then.
Yep.
Thank you for answering my questions.
One more thing. All of my geophones were hardwired to transmit at 990 kilohertz. So if you find any kind of receiver tuned to that frequency, check it out, because it could very well belong to the thief. Bye!
Alright, now let's see if Lou is there. Because I...
Ah, much better. It was really cold.
Let's talk to Ollie because
What you need?
heard he threw
I
out
couldn't help but overhear
Guadalupe.
the argument you and Miss Camillo had.
She messed up my rifle so I couldn't shoot that wolf, so I tossed her out. Told her to take her little crusade somewhere else.
Have you told Chantal that you threw her out?
No, not yet. She's not going to be happy. By golly, that woman was a menace. Anybody who deliberately sabotaged a man's rifle is capable of anything. But at least now I know why I missed that wolf. And like I told her as I was giving her the bum's rush. Next time, I won't miss.
I'll let you get back to work.
If you need anything, just holler.
Well, I do want to say that even though you well, this is all about the going to the shack. I was able to find these animal keys. There's still one more, the pig. What you do is, yeah, these are coded sentences. Take the first top letter, then the letter below that, then the letter on the second column, the letter on the second column, the letter below the second column, then the top of the third column. Well, what this says here, first things first, locate my secret hideout up in the mountains, which we've already done. It's so secret you'll probably never find it. But if you do, find my Rex bone and use it in the wall of my hideout. That'll open up my secret lock. We're going to still need that Rex bone, but what this is then saying... then match my wits with the infernal slot machine. Use the duck counter to match up all three animals. It helps to first put the same animals in a column and work from there. There are 3 more animal keys hidden in the lodge. The moose, the wolf, and the raccoon. That's what this part says. It's easy to find the moose. Just push out his eye and see the surprise. So that's where how I know where to find the moose key. The fire necklace will tell you all you need to open up the sly raccoon's hiding place. That's the necklace in the lobby. Just don't wake up any lodgers. The wolf is the trickiest to find because only the likes of Marie Curie or Mr. Geiger can hear his call. That's how I knew to use the Geiger counter. So I never... You'd call Tino and he suggested, but I didn't want to do that. But you can't have a way to actually interpret it. Like here, Nancy, read it out loud is what I'm trying to say, but I gotta get that Rex bone from Lou. And there is still the pig key. I'll show you how we find that. Here we go.
What's up?
Finally.
Do you think I could have the Rex bone that you took from that plaque by the display case?
Dude, what makes you think I took some bone from some plaque?
Because you referred to it in your notebook, which I found outside in the snow.
Notebook?
Someone who has a really good nose for such things is positive that it's yours.
All right, here's the deal. There's a lot of people out there who collect stuff like fossils and dinosaur bones, okay? They pay big bucks for them. And it just so happens paleontology's kind of my thing, so yeah, I collect bones and I sell them.
So when you saw those stools over there, you recognized them to be dinosaur bones and decided to try to unearth more.
Except I haven't unearthed anything. I'm not the one who's been making things go boom out there. I mean, I may have found a couple of good specimens in a couple of craters, but I didn't make the craters, and I don't know who did. There, that's the key to the closet in my room. You want the bone from that plaque? Go ahead and take it. Okay, dude, excitement's over. Who's moved?
Finally. So, apologize for the wait, but at least I did everything else I was supposed to move forward. And I showed you how we do that, like how I find those keys. I mean, I found them first, but then I explained to you how we get them. So let's go in here. Use this key to his closet.
All these bones. Lou's been a busy guy.
No kidding when he said that paleontology is kind of my thing. Here's the Rex bone.
Here's the one I'm looking for. The Rex bone that's missing from that plaque.
Finally, let's go back to that shack of Trapper Dan's and see what we can do next. Now let's put on the snowshoes. Oh, Ice is howling again. All right. Okay, fit it in there.
So, I can rearrange these by continuing to drop the tile that falls out the bottom into one of the columns at the top. The question is, how should I
So we have to
rearrange
line them up like this.
Match the symbols and line them up in rows of 3, maybe?
And then the duck one goes here. Okay. Okay, there's one that's matched. Here we go again. Ah, good. I think I got him in. All right.
Bingo!
Bingo. Now let's go in. Are those rocks in those lanterns?
Looks like the map to some kind of maze.
Yep, the same map that was in Daniel Weissnitz's journal. Right there. And look who followed us.
The wolf followed me. I wonder if she expects me to do something.
Okay, let's look up here first before I do anything else, because I want to show you what there is to see.
A moose, a wolf, a raccoon, and a pig. The same animals Trapper Dan mentioned in his journal when it came to getting into his needle without the key. I'll bet that's what's behind this wall. A room below the needle. Next thing I have to do is get each of these panels open.
Yeah, we've got the wolf panel open. So I'll put that in there. So how do we get the panels open? Well, I'll show you how. Okay.
That must be the rope Trapper Dan talked about in his journal. The one that's supposed to open something in the lodge. Which means I must be somewhere under the lodge.
Yes, we are.
Well, I walked far enough, that's for sure.
Okay. And so part of this taut with the rope involves getting the pig key. Obviously, Mary the pig is dead. But Mary can be found above the vaults. Well, first let's go down here. Okay. Can't find Mary, meaning the pig. Try pulling on that rope above the vaults. Open up the hallway on the second floor. That means back at the lodge. So, obviously, Mary's dead. So, what we're going to need to do is Isis. She has to first follow this maze up into this spot right here. She'll pull on the rope to keep it taut, and we'll find the pig key back at the lodge in that pig's head I showed you on the second, as it says, on the second floor of the lodge. So let's see. She's going to have to go... Okay, each time you come to corner here, you have a new direction of forward. So she's got to go forward, forward. Well, most of the time, forward if necessary. Forward, right, left, right, jump. And see these gates here for the 3 animals? the moose, the pig, and the raccoon, those are in the way. That's why the panels are closed. How do we lift them up then? Yes, we are going to have to do that by playing Fox and Geese with Bill. Okay, what was it? To give Isis forward, right, left, right, jump. Okay. Forward.
Forward.
Right.
Right.
Left.
Left.
Right.
Right.
Jump.
Isis. Forward. Right. Left. Right. Jump. Go.
Okay, there she goes. You can see these circles light up because she's going that way. All right. Okay, she's up there. She went up that little elevator that I showed you. That's right before the rope. Okay, so here she is. So I'm gonna click on the rope. She's gonna pull it. No, uninterrupted, we have to head back to the lodge and get to that pig's head to get the pig key. I know it seems weird that Isis can hold that for a long time, but I mean, come on, this is a game. So we just have to rush back, go back to the lodge, don't do anything. Once we get there, just head upstairs to where that pig's head is, and we'll find the pig key. I should say probably key, because it's to that panel, but I don't know if you can call it a coin. What I mean is, uninterrupted, just go back there and get it. Don't stop to talk to someone or anything like that, because otherwise it'll just reset, and you'll have to go back and have Isis do it again. The way these games work, even I don't completely understand it, but what the heck, makes it fun.
I feel warmer already.
And here it is. Now I got all 4 keys. Oh, what's this? Why is there a housekeeping sign on it?
My jacket. I'm getting a definite feeling I'm not wanted
It's all
here.
scratched up, see? Well, now we are going to have to play Fox and Geese with Bill because Lou has left. Since we've busted him for taking that bone, he's up and left. So we'll have to play Fox and Geese with Bill in order to flip up those panels.
Huh?
But we're going to need the
Now
pig
what?
key to play with. Use the pig key instead of the fox piece.
Since Mr. Talbot isn't here, could I play a game of Fox and Geese with you?
You bet. Have a seat. Here are the rules. The white pieces are the geese. The black piece is the fox. The goal of the geese is to corner the fox so he can't move, while the goal of the fox is to gobble up geese so that they can't corner him. The geese can only move forward along a line to the next point, either directly forwards, diagonally, or sideways. Same thing for the fox, except when he's next to a goose that has an empty spot directly behind it. He can jump over
Gobble it up.
Gobble it up.
Right. Gobble it up and remove it from the board. You just take turns and play until somebody wins and somebody loses. I'll be the fox. Ready?
Would you mind if we use this little pig I found in place of
Yeah.
the fox piece?
Fine by me.
Okay, so playing with the pig piece, you want to get you'll have to play the game 3 times and get it into these 4 places because you need to lift those panels up. When the panel's lifted up, the eyes of the animal will turn red. So let's see if I can lure the pig piece into one of these. No, please stay. I need you to stay. Now that's a start. Oh boy. It's getting into a fast lane. Just stay where I can keep an eye on you. I think I could trap it here. Yay, I did it!
You're pretty good. Well, would you look at that? His eyes turned red. That is some pig you got yourself there.
Try again, but don't
Okay,
worry.
we start over.
Don't worry. The light. If you need to try again because you need to replay, for the animals, the other two animals. But I did it. And I'm sure I'll do it again. But don't worry. Okay, if we start over, you just have to play it 2 more times to get. Well, that's a start again. Yeah, but it ain't gonna stay. There's still that open space to go. Where it'll go. It is going. Well, I guess the key is to get it into there, is to make it so like you're, this is the, well, can I get it there? Perhaps I can. I think I can get it to be there. Let it get there. Or not.
Okay, if we start over.
So I decided to start over, despite the time that's passed. But I'll get there. So I can't tell you if there's an actual solution for it, because the moves you make, it's a random puzzle. The moves you and Bill make are always going to be random. But I've learned to deal with it, to get around it when I play this. It's not as bad as I thought it was the first time. It's a drag, yes, but I've dealt with worse things in these games, believe me. Well, I'll let him win that. Because it looks like I win! Yay!
Ah, you beat me. Another win, another set of red eyes.
All right, just one more time then.
Okay, if we start over.
Gotta get him in this move side though. And how to manipulate him into doing so. Well, if I move these keys there, at least maybe I can manipulate him into getting here. Yes, I can. All right.
Good job. Another
The win, another set of red eyes. Woo! So, this may have looked easy, but it was totally random, and it always would be when you play it. So now I'm going to quit. So I got that done, but I think now it is, yep, too dangerous to go outside. So I am going to now call Guadalupe before I forget to do that. Oh, I should also call Pineville Hospital because that's where I think Julius said he was going in the last pages of his journal.
Hi, my name's Nancy Drew. I'm trying to locate a man named Julius McQuaid. I think he may have been treated there on Christmas Eve.
Oh, yes, Julius McQuaid. I remember him well. Was he a relative, dear?
Was? You mean he passed away?
Yes, dear. Viral pneumonia. As I recall, we admitted him and he was gone less than 24 hours later.
Well, I wasn't a relative and I didn't really know him. We had kind of a mutual friend.
From his appearance, it looked as if he'd spent the last several years holed up somewhere in the wilderness. That's why I remember him. I felt sorry for him, living all alone like that.
Actually, he wasn't alone. He was with our mutual friend.
Well, that's good to hear.
You weren't able to locate any next of kin?
No, I'm afraid we weren't. When he came in, all he had were the clothes on his back. No wallet, nothing. We turned his clothes over to the authorities along with his remains. But last I heard, they weren't able to locate any relatives either. I'm sure by now he's been cremated.
Well, thank you for the information.
Sorry, the news couldn't have been better. Goodbye, dear.
All right, let's see what's Guadalupe's number.
Hello?
Miss Camillo, hi, it's Nancy Drew from Icicle Creek Lodge.
Yes, of course. Is the wolf all right?
Well, Ollie hasn't succeeded in shooting or trapping it yet, if that's what you mean.
If only I was there to protect it. Our organization is trying desperately to arrange to have the wolf captured and transported to a sanctuary. But so far, all the ones we've contacted are full. And unless and until we find a place for it, our hands are tied. Tell me more about the contact you've had with the wolf.
When I was trapped out on the lake without a coat, it dragged one to the shore and left it there for me.
It may have sensed you were in trouble, or its behavior may have been totally random. But either way, the fact that the wolf didn't simply run away from you is very bad news.
It is?
Wolves and humans simply do not mix. While wolves may appear to be similar to dogs, behaviors that have been bred out of dogs after thousands
This time right here is what it is for me now in real life.
to wolves.
A little faster, but
Behave like a dog may mask those instincts, but it cannot eradicate them. For that reason, no matter how sociable the wolf may appear, instinct can at any moment rear its ugly head with devastating results for any humans involved and for the wolf. Especially for the wolf, who will have simply been doing what comes naturally.
So the fact that this wolf doesn't seem to be that afraid of people could lead people to think they don't have to be afraid of it.
Precisely. It could make them forget that all wolves are, first and foremost, wild. And while we're on the subject, do not ever, ever give in to the temptation to feed the wolf. For one thing, a wolf's jaws are twice as powerful as a German shepherd's, and should your hand happen to get in its way when it tries to feed,
I get the picture.
for another thing, making the wolf dependent upon you for food would seal its doom. It sounds strange, Nancy, but the very best thing you can do for that wolf is nothing.
okay, so since we're chatting with her, let's talk to her about everything because now that I've completed Fox and Geese and won, we are near the end of the game.
Are you the one who wrecked all the gear that was in the fishing shack?
Yes, that was me. I was afraid that Bill Kessler fellow would encounter the wolf on one of his trips out to the shack, and that it would end badly for the wolf. So I did a number on his equipment. I've done worse while working on behalf of Run and Grow Free.
believe me.
So, are you kind of an expert on wolves?
Oh, good heavens, no. Although I probably know more about them than most people do, which unfortunately isn't saying much.
Things like what?
Well, I know that a wolf that lives by itself, like the one up there at the lodge, a lone wolf, if you will, a wolf like that is called a disperser. And I know that 95% of the wolf's natural habitat down here in the lower 48 states has disappeared. And I know some people, a lot of people, couldn't care less. But it seems to me that wolves have just as much right to go about their business in this country as we humans do. After all, they were here first.
When you were here at the lodge, how come you had a magazine that featured Yanni Volkstaya in your room?
You're very observant. I read the article thinking he might make a good spokesperson for Run and Grow Free. But then I actually talked to him. At which point I realized that not only is he a raving egomaniac, but he's appallingly superstitious when it comes to wolves.
Yeah.
I put an abrupt end to that
Yes,
conversation.
that's definitely saying a lot. Superstitious about wolves. Superstitious about wolves, if you excuse me.
Never mind. Why can't the group you belong to just capture the wolf, take it out to the middle of nowhere, and let it go?
Because unfortunately, there's really no such place as nowhere anymore. We humans are, or can be, everywhere. Plus, wolves can travel great distances. Contact with humans would be inevitable. And since this wolf has obviously lost its fear of humans, it would be an easy target for anyone prone to shoot first and ask questions later. No, a sanctuary is the only place where it would be truly safe.
What's a sanctuary?
It's a facility where wolves can live out their lives in as natural a setting as possible in the company of other wolves.
You mean like a zoo?
No, sanctuaries are usually not open to the general public. And while educating visitors about wolves is certainly one of their goals, their primary concern is preserving the animals they take in. Unfortunately, the more humans encroach on wolves' natural habitat, the more crowded the sanctuaries become.
Aren't there any government agencies that can take care of the wolf?
For the most part, and especially up there, wolves are considered to be pests. If a government agency got involved, it would take care of the wolf all right, permanently.
It gets so cold here at night. Will the wolf be okay?
Not only are wolves built to withstand cold temperatures, but they know instinctively what to do to survive in extreme conditions. If they didn't, they would have disappeared from the earth eons ago.
Have you ever heard of someone named Julius McQuaid?
Julius McQuaid? No, doesn't ring any bells.
I think he's the reason why the white wolf isn't afraid of humans. He kind of made a pet out of her.
Well, in that case, I wish I did know him, so I could smack him upside the head. It's his fault the wolf is in this predicament. People should never make pets out of wild animals. Ever.
Why didn't you just come out and tell the people at Icicle Creek Lodge that you were there to protect the wolf?
Because I assumed, and quite correctly as it turns out, that very few people there would be sympathetic to my cause. Had I not been undercover, they may have tried to foil my efforts. Instead, I was able to foil theirs. For a while, at least.
Did you ever hear any explosions while you were staying at Icicle Creek Lodge?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I heard several.
Do you have any idea what caused them?
My first thought was that Ollie had completely lost it and was going after the wolf with explosives. But when I realized that even he wasn't that stupid, I assumed it was someone clearing an avalanche or a downed tree or something. While we're on the subject of explosions, did anyone ever figure out what made the bunkhouse blow up like that?
The sheriff says it was plastic explosives.
Wow, that's serious. No offense, but it sounds to me like instead of hiring a new maid, the owner of the lodge should have hired herself a detective.
Yeah. Sometimes the wolf follows me. Is that okay?
I doubt it's following you because it wants to eat you, if that's what you mean. It's probably just a behavior it learned from that Julius fellow you told me about. Be cautious. Don't encourage it, and you should both be fine.
I'd better get going.
Thanks for calling. Oh, and from now on, call me Lupe. I think you've earned that right.
Okay, so I'm gonna set for the next day. I think that's everything. I'm gonna set it for the next day so I can go to the shack and finish up. Oh, but, go down here, talk to Ollie. And he'll admit that
Luke Talbot's gone, in case you didn't know. Just up and left.
like I said, he left because we busted him for taking that bone.
Do you have any idea why?
Probably sick of salmon. The good news is, you don't have to do the cooking anymore. I can handle it from here on out.
I'd better get back upstairs.
Keep me posted.
Okay. Now let's set the alarm for the next morning. It'll probably be for 10 p.m. Ugh. Can never predict the timing of the... What the heck? Alright, now you can see that gates have been lifted open. So Isis is going to have to go through all these gates and flip the switch. That will lift up the panel. So yeah, my mistake. I play Fox and Geese to open these gates here. And then Isis will go through them, flip the switches to lift up those panels. Okay, so let's see. Let's see, so I go, say the pig will go
Forward, forward, forward.
jump,
Jump,
paw.
paw.
Because you'll have to end it with paw for each of these because she has to touch the switches. Go.
Isis, forward, forward, forward. Jump, paw, go.
And you see the circles light up showing that she's passing through. Yeah, gotta jump over these parts right here. And she flipped the switch, now she's coming back this way. Okay, the raccoon has the most directions. I'll do that next. Okay, so that goes forward, right, forward, jump,
Jump,
left,
left,
paw, go.
Isis, forward, right, forward, jump, left, paw, go.
There she goes. And now she's coming back. Okay, then lastly is the moose, which has the fewest number of directions for her to go. Okay, so moose. That is the fewest number of directions. Forward.
Left, left, paw. Isis, forward, left, left, paw. Go.
Okay, and there she goes. Flip the switch, now she's coming back. Okay, now that we've got the panels open, let's go up and see them so we can get inside the needle. Alright, got them all open. Now let's put the keys in. So we stand back. Oh. So we stand back, open the door.
A black snowmobiling outfit, and it's missing a piece of material.
Ah.
I'd sure like to know who this belongs to.
Was the person who decked Nancy wearing this suit too?
You see, Brea.
Are those
That must belong
mayonnaise
to Lou.
jars?
Oh my gosh, it's full of explosives. Lou is the one who's been making those craters. He lied to me. He has been looking for dinosaur bones.
Oh my word. This by August 1989? Whoa, these are long and expired. So let's step back and someone's coming.
Hello?
Sounds like Yanni.
Hello? Nancy?
Yanni, what are you doing here?
I was skiing, but when I passed the needle, I saw that there was a door in it. A door which was open. So I took off my skis to look, and now I am here. What is this place?
All I know is I found a bag, Lou Talbot's bag, and it's full of explosives.
Lou is the one who has been blowing up things? He is the bomber?
He's been excavating dinosaur bones. He may be responsible for a lot of the other stuff that's been going on around here, too.
You must stay here and guard the bag. I will ski back to the lodge very quickly and tell the handyman to call the authorities. Then I will return. You will be safe? Perhaps I should stay.
No, you go. I'll be fine.
I will hurry.
Looks like Yanni dropped something. It's that thing he's always wearing on his arm. Hey, Yanni! You dropped something! Yanni? She's got a glove from that snowmobiling suit Lou left behind.
Wait a second.
Wait a minute. What she just did means the scent on that glove and the scent on that thing Yanni dropped.
That
are the
means
same. Which means a
he's been
person
bombing
wearing
things.
That snowmobiling suit and blowing things up is Yanni. GFO data, uranium. Oh my gosh,
He's
set the
about
timer.
set to blow up
It
the
looks like
needle.
He's about to blow up the needle. Isis, we've got to get out of here fast.
Wish I could run that fast. So here's the front of the needle. Wow, it's gonna explode it. And now he's escaping.
Yanni's getting away.
So there's only one thing we can do now.
What in blazes happened here?
Ollie, I need to borrow your snowmobile. I'll explain later.
We gotta chase him. We gotta chase Yanni with this. Okay, just like before, using this, but luckily there's a clear path for us. We won't have to worry so much about running into rocks and trees to worry about it exploding. I mean, a clear path, we won't have any need to slow down or stop right directions, but you have to stay in his sight for at least a minute, and then he'll get in an accident. So you can't pass him or get in front of him, overtake him, or anything. Just follow him for at least a minute. Stay with him in your sights for at least a minute, and then he'll get in an accident, and then case over. I tell you, when I first played this, I don't know how many tries it took me before I finally ended the game and caught up with him. Like, I don't know how many times I had to chase him before I finally got to game over. I mean, before I won and game ended with Nancy narrating what happened. The thing about when you're as close as you can be like that, after following him for at least a minute, it should come up soon. But if you fall behind, you know, it'll take even longer to get to that point. Here we go.
Oh, no!
So yeah, he's our saboteur. He'll own up to everything.
Lying there in the snow, defeated, Yanni owned up to everything. He tainted the potato salad with bad mayonnaise.
Oh, yeah.
He iced down the
I
back
see.
stairs. He opened a gas valve in the sauna. He blew up the bunkhouse using the clock he
Took
from
the Guadalupe's room.
And he left those pictures of Bill Kessler from me in the sauna, although he swears the door got stuck by accident, in order to cast suspicion on someone else. He did all this because he wanted everyone to leave Icicle Creek Lodge. Why? Because it turns out that he was actually spying for the government of Fredonia, which had sent him to Canada to look for uranium.
So that's what that
Superiors hoped to secretly
device on his arm was for, uranium.
to Fredonia. What they planned to do with it,
And that's why he
didn't
stole that
know anything,
geophone.
But he insisted that he never meant to hurt anyone.
Never meant to
He
hurt
really was
anyone.
the best cross-country skier in the world. Unfortunately, he'll never get a chance to prove that now.
Nope.
Chantal has barely been off the phone since she got back to the lodge. It seems that Yanni's shenanigans made the nightly news, not just in Canada, but in the States. And as a result, people have been booking stays right and left, much to her delight. When I told her and Ollie how ISIS had helped me, they were truly amazed. Hopefully, from now on, Ollie will think twice about pulling out his rifle every time he sees a varmint. As for ISIS, Guadalupe called me that very night and told me she'd found a wolf sanctuary that could take her. I could tell from the way the volunteers from the sanctuary treated her when they came together that she'll be in good hands at her new home. But still, it's sad that through no fault of her own, she can never run free again. They said it's possible that she might someday be released back into the wild, but not very likely.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed anyway.
I'm going to keep my
Oh,
fingers
what a
crossed
beautiful
anyway.
creature. Dun, 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 dun. All right, what's my award? Another puzzle one, of course. Here's a preview for our next game, Legend of the Crystal Skull. Oh, it's the music from Ghost Dogs and Moon Lake.
When Beth suggested we head to New Orleans for a short vacation, I thought it was a great idea. The French Quarter, fantastic food, awesome music, friendly people.
Oh, I want to go to New
Well,
Orleans.
it took us one little side trip to check on a friend of Ned's, and suddenly everything got very strange. A recent death, a musty old mansion, a disturbingly odd curio shop, a garden where only secrets seemed to grow, and something as ancient as it was terrifying. Join me on my next adventure, Legend of the Crystal Skull.
Interesting. Now we've got the main Nancy Drew theme playing over the end credits. How nice, how nostalgic that makes me feel. Okay, so here it ends my walkthrough for The White Wolf of Icicle Creek. This is definitely one of my favorite games, and like I've said, I've learned to deal with the fox and geese when I play this. It's not so much of a disaster like it was when I first tried playing this. But I've been wanting to do this for a while. I'm glad I can. I'm glad I did. I think I mentioned all I wanted to, like discussing at the beginning the lack of the theme music playing over the title card and talking about the new interface and layout of it, how it differs significantly from the last 6 games, and still even before that, the first 9 games with the not having the original main menu. No letters at the beginning or end, so you've got Nancy giving a narration at the end following the tying everything up. Love that music, and I have to say I like it better than the kind of theme music, the shorter theme music they have now. I'm sorry, but this old theme music is just so nostalgic. I love it. That it goes on for a minute, and I love to hum to it whenever it's playing. So I think thank you, Her Interactive, for having it play during the end credits of this game, as well as Legend of the Crystal Skull, since you didn't start it at the beginning of the games. Yeah, there's no music played over the opening title card for this or Legend of the Crystal Skull, but at least you have the main signature theme playing at the end of both games during the credits. Alright, so herein concludes another video walkthrough of the Nancy Drew game series with a commentary by yours truly. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Hope you're still enjoying all my videos, full walkthroughs, and the little short ones with Easter eggs or fun extras, as well as my walkthroughs of SpongeBob and now Carmen Sandiego. Hope you guys will keep enjoying it, and I'll see you in the next video, be it Nancy Drew, Carmen Sandiego, or SpongeBob. Bye, guys.